शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्ते निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. I offer myself and my most loving and humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of Mother Sai, who is also the very embodiment of Sri Dakshinamurti. To that Sri Sai Dakshinamurti, I offered prayers to bless us with a gnana and vairagya with which we can realize ourselves and attain what he has come to give us. While the whole world is in panic and distress, we are a fortunate few who are locked down in the presence of Swami and getting that Gnana Sudha that is flowing from him every day. While that Gnana Yajna is going on in the holy precincts of Premdeep, his love for his students also took form of another Gnana Yajna, not too far from here, just few steps away near Ganesh Mandir. A dedicated team of close to 70 staff, interns, volunteers, residents of the ashram responded to the clarion call of Swami to create the online class videos. And they have been working day and night incessantly to create something out of nothing which comes closer to what Swami expects. And it can only happen with Bhagavan Sankalpa only. We have members of audio video team, IT team, teachers, interns, administrators, selected residents of the ashram, students, and also the Annapurna staff who have been working together as a family to create something which probably the others, the outside, the corporations, the organizations will take probably years to come up with. And when this all started, it started just 3 weeks ago. As Swami said yesterday also, the whole world is now coming to online because of this lockdown, and probably this is the way of the future. This is the model that everyone is going to go with. So that is not a big thing, us also going to the online way, but what makes the difference is how it is done in Swami's organization, in Swami's family. The challenges were immense. When Swami said that we have to create videos, we have to do online classes for our children, we are in a unique position where our challenges are also unique. Our children who are at their homes with their parents, they are located very interior, remote villages, where even, forget about internet, if they get mobile signal, all the time would be a great thing. But at least the improvement, the development of technology in these times, at least it is allowing them to reach out to the YouTube, the video channel. So instead of giving them online classes, we prayed to Swami to allow us to create these videos so that the students can watch those videos and attend the classes. And then reach out to their teachers, their class teachers, subject teachers via WhatsApp to get the answers for their questions and also do homework. So this is an amazing thing. But out of all this hard work that is going on, who has done the most hard work? Obviously, it is our Swami. every step of the way, in addition to working through all of us, he has himself taken additional effort to go to many websites. He looked at Byju's app by himself. He even attended a class. He signed up and attended a class to understand how they are doing it. And he told us that you have to meet this quality. And the very day when he said this, obviously everyone, one of us, including the administrators, the elders, we were all thinking, how are we going to do this? Because we had absolutely no experience, no infrastructure to create such videos, such class online videos. But lo and behold, after 3 weeks, we are launching this channel today in Swami's presence. So all credit goes to Swami. So along the way, people came together from different experiences, different walks of life, and brought their experiences. And we created a lesson tracker. We created 3 venues for recording with whatever equipment we had. And credit goes to our audio video team and few of the members of IT team and few other active volunteers who worked day and night to set this up. And then the active participation of all our teachers. So we have about 70 people working incessantly on this now. So this is where Swami's Sankalpa is working through all of us. We also reached out to the Tata Group, who have a digital education content called Tata ClassEdge. So they, as soon as we called, all that they said is, whatever you want, we will support you. They have even given us licenses, free licenses, to include the animations and the videos, the digital content in our videos, which is going obviously on the public domain, free of charge. Nobody will do that. So it is like, the one behind all the zeros. So because of Swami, even the Tata Group will say no. Anything we need, they will give us. So this is where we are today. But what we should not forget is this is only the beginning. So while we are all putting this effort, and then, when we look back after some time, we will realize what is Swami Sankalpa. So if you carefully look, Swami recently introduced the open schooling system. So which is going to be, although it will start with national open schooling, but Swami has made his Sankalpa that we will have our own board, and we will be giving certificates to the students. And imagine when this goes up to the entire India, so 600 districts, 600 education institutions, and going to the entire world. If you look at the Institute of Human Values, Swami recently inaugurated, and what he is doing today, the video channel, this is going to be another critical pillar of support in Swami's education system. So let's not trivialize what we have done or what we are doing. We should only do better and better with Swami's guidance and his grace, and reach the level of perfection while we are detached from it, and make Swami happy. So that is the only prayer, Swami, on behalf of all of us, and make us the better instruments that you want us to be. With this short introduction, we have 2 videos to launch, 2 videos to play for all of you, which is basically an introduction to Sri Satyasai Lokaseva Gurukulam, that Swami lovingly named it. And this is the Gurukulam that is going to support this world in coming days, in coming years. So we are going to play a video on Sri Satya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam for all of you. Now, we have a video message from Mr. Suresh Kumar, the Honorable Minister of Primary and Secondary Education in Karnataka State. He has sent his personal message on this holy occasion.
ಬಳಿ ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿ ಇದೆ. ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಸರ್ ಎಂ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಯ್ಯನವರ ಜನ್ಮಸ್ಥಳ ಅಂತ. ಅದೇ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ಯಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಮುದ್ದೇನಹಳ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಭಾಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕೇವಲ ಈ ಏನು ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಪಠ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒತ್ತು ಕೊಡದೇನೆ ಮೌಲಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ನ, ಮೌಲ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬುವಂಥ ಭಾಳ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ಪರಿಪೂರ್ಣ ನಾಗರಿಕನಾಗಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೆಳಿಬೋದು ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಜನವರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ವಾರ್ಷಿಕೋತ್ಸವಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರಾಖಂಡದ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಚಿವರು ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿದ್ದರು. ಆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ತೋರಿಸಿದ ಒಂದು ಸಾಹಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಹಸ ಕ್ರೀಡೆಗಳು, ಎಂಥ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ದಂಗು ಬಡಿಬೇಕು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಅವರು ತೋರಿಸಿದರು. ಇದು ಆ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ರೀತಿ ಅದು. ಇವತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀ ಸತ್ಯ ಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಕರೋನಾ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಸಹಜ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಕಸಿದುಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಕರೋನಾ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ನ ತಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಕರೋನಾ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನೇಕ ಸಂಗತಿಗಳಿಂದ ವಂಚಿತರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಈ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ಯಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಒಂದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಸುಮಾರು 6ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಂದ 10ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ವರೆಗೂ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಕನ್ನಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಠಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳುವ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಸರೇ ಸತ್ಯಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ಗುರುಕುಲಂ ಅಂತ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್. ಸತ್ಯಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ಗುರುಕುಲಂ ಅಂತ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್. ಇದು ಕೇವಲ ಆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಸತ್ಯಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ಗುರುಕುಲಂ ಅಂತ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಕೇವಲ ಆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಈ ಆ್ಯಪನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಪಾಠಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಲಿಬೋದು. ಇದೊಂದು ಭಾಳ ಉದಾತ್ತವಾದ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಇರುವ ಒಂದು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಿರೋ ಉದಾತ್ತವಾದ ಕಾರ್ಯ. ನಾನು ನಮ್ಮ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನೀವು ಈ ಆ್ಯಪ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ 6ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಂದ 10ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ವರೆಗೂ ಏನೇನು ಪಾಠಗಳನ್ನ ಕಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರವಚನಗಳು ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ 6ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಂದ 10ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ವರೆಗೂ, ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು ಈ ಆ್ಯಪನ್ನು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು. ಮತ್ತು ಸತ್ಯಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಈ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾರ್ಯ ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಖಂಡಿತ ಅದು ಉಪಯೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾಗಿ ಹಿಂದುಳಿದಿರೋ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಇದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಸರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು, ಹೃದಯವಂತ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು, ಅಂತಃಕರಣದಿಂದ ಕೂಡಿದ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಶ್ರೀ ಸತ್ಯಸಾಯಿ ಲೋಕಸೇವಾ ವಿದ್ಯಾಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಾಡಿನ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಆಶಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
Offering our loving pranams at the feet of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Fellow missionaries in the divine educational mission. At the outset, we have to offer our collective gratitude to Swami for initiating this platform for online learning. In fact, almost a month back, when Swami told us, you have to start the classes on 1st May, when we called the first meeting of the information technology heads and a few of our educational heads, none of us had any idea of what it requires to really make this platform effective. Immediately the technology people said, yes sir, it is possible, 1st May we can start. And our educational aides also felt the same thing. We never understood the magnitude of the work which was required to be done. But with Swami's grace and tremendous sacrifices and efforts on the part of the 3 streams of people, information technology side ably led by Mr. Pala, and audio video team led by Mr. Suchetan, and on the educational side led by GM Anantamurthy and Sri Venkateshwarulu, and on the overall coordination side Sri Dr. A.R. Manjunath, Venkatesh Kamath and Govind Reddy have played a very big role. And of course, the role of our teachers, both on the ladies side and the gent side, was very, very appreciable. In spite of all the limitations, we didn't have the number of personnel required. We didn't have the right kind of gadgets and equipment. This has been made possible surely by Swami's grace and your hard work. My congratulations to all the 3 teams. Right now, Swami pointed out, I couldn't have imagined such a thing was possible in my lifetime. People of our generation have seen such impossible, amazing achievements in technology, very difficult to describe. I still remember as a young boy studying in primary school, when the first train came to Chikbalapur, the whole of Chikbalapur population was assembled there. Ladies broke coconuts, gave arati, and puja was done. I saw the train for the first time in my life. First time when electricity came to this region, much earlier than the train came, I was in primary school in a village called Beechganahalli, which is about 30 kilometers from here. And we, the village people there, came to know that electric connections for the first time were being given to a town called Gudibanda nearby. And we also came to know, those of you who have seen Gudibanda or known Gudibanda, where I also lived as a young kid, with my father being a revenue officer, honest revenue officer, transferred every 2 years. I studied in 8 schools to complete my 10th class. And it was announced that on the hill, some dignitary would come and put on the switch and light, we can see the electric light on the hill. That electric light could be seen on the hill by at least a dozen villages around, and our village was one of them. I still remember at 6:30 in the evening, the whole village of Bijganelli had gathered outside the village. And when the light came on, my Lord, there was such, applause. Everybody started, we were jumping, kids, were jumping, electric light. And there was no electricity in our village. And within 6 months, my father got transformed to Gudibanda. Excess excitement among we children of the family, we were 7 at that time, kids, was that we can put on electric switch in our house. There was severe competition for that. My mother had a big job controlling us. Who will put on the switch, who will put off? The kind of switches which were there, you can't even imagine. When first time the cricket commentary was heard on the radios, the excitement of we, children, cannot be described to you. About 100 children would gather around one radio. Radio was not this size. Radio was this size. 3-dimension, not 2-dimension like this. Big box. Even when I was studying in Pre-University College, National College, Bangalore, the hotel, outside the hotel, a speaker box would be put up for the college students and others to listen to the radio cricket commentary. Huge crowd, up to 400 people would be there. And when the first television came to state of Karnataka, first it was put up in Bangalore, Congress exhibition in Sadashivanagar grounds. Our headmaster from Government High School, Chikbalapur, hired 4 buses for about 300 of us to go and have a look at the television. That's why Swami said, I couldn't have imagined. All the struggle I went through because I studied in an engineering college, but my interest was philosophy, literature, history, and all humanity subjects. So I go to the library, mostly engineering books, science, everywhere it is there. There was one corner where these books, humanities, were available. And all my college mates named it Murthy's Corner, because I was always found there only. Suppose I had to study biography of Mahatma Gandhi, I had to go there. Suppose I had to learn something about Shakespeare, I had to go there. No way. Now I have an iPad. How easy research has become. Just one click, you can access the best of the libraries, best of the books, and purchase books also online. Still, I love to read hard copies. I'm not satisfied reading. So anyhow, online learning is a great blessing of modern technology. But at the same time, what really fascinated me was the image that came up on the screen. I am seeing for it for the first time. When Sri Satyasai Gurukulam with the name, I was simply overwhelmed. The peacocks, the river, the hut, the students, but most important is the teacher. We should not go overboard with this online learning. Not that we can avoid it. We have to. Our knowledge in our subjects has to be really very good. Because no teacher is respected in spite of his goodness and character if his teaching is not good. His or her teaching is not good. This is the basic thing for any teacher. We are all teachers. If you're teaching in your subject, see, you may be able to give a talk on general subjects. That does not matter for students. In your subject, if you cannot teach well, you will never be respected in spite of all your other talents. Therefore, that is fundamental. Online learning, even for us, it's so amazing, absolutely amazing. Swami commanded me to write a book on Sanatana Dharma. Earlier, I had to run around at least 100 libraries. Now, I could do all my research sitting on my chair, sometimes lying down on my cot, just holding an iPad. It is wonderful, there is no doubt about it. But at the same time, the most important part of that image was the teacher. You have to, each and every one of us, both men and women, we have to put ourselves on that pedestal. Very correctly, I am sure that guidance was given by Swami for that. He is a sage. Swami Vivekananda said, the essence of education is Guru Gruha Vasa. Without the personal example of the teacher, there is no education. We can never ever forget that. You have to develop such a personality with a deep knowledge in your subject, which is Aparavidya, and the real science and real art of knowing our true nature, the Paravidya. Only then we will be able to satisfy the very high expectations of Swami. We should never ever forget, I may be the best teacher, but if my character is not good, I set a bad example, I am ruining 1,000 lives. My elder brother, Professor B.N. Devaraj, late, who is no more, he died quite young. You go to any engineering college, ask the teachers, because students will not know, say Professor B.N. Devaraj. All of them would know him. A great teacher, an expert teacher. Engineering college, he set up the computer and electronics department for Virendra Hegde in Dharwad Engineering College. See, in fact, at that point of time, I was there with him. He was teaching in BIT in Bangalore. Virendra Hegde wanted the best professor in computers at that point of time to establish his department in Hubli Dharwad. So there are headhunters. Somebody told this Professor B.N. Devaraj is very good. So he sent an emissary. I was there in his home at that point of time in Bangalore. Because he did not want to leave Bangalore and go, at the same time he wanted to be courteous. He said, he told the emissary, see, my expectation of salary you will not be able to meet, therefore drop this. Sir, he said, that emissary said, whatever you ask, it will be given. But you have to please come. And he was such a professor, and he went for as an external examiner, practicals to many engineering colleges. and he was a terror. But one thing I always had a quarrel with him. He would say, inside the classroom, I am the teacher, he is the student. Outside, we are friends. We smoke together, we drink together. I straight away told on his face, you are a blunder of a teacher. I told him. But anyhow, that is the other part. Therefore, what is important for us is we should be real supermodels of good character and the art and science of spirituality. Without that, I tell you, we cannot be called teachers. If you want to be really called a teacher, deep knowledge in the subject is required, but our character. See, when I see one of my colleagues who is sitting here, he is above 65, I think. Every day morning when I come for walking to Ganesha, with a broom, he is sweeping around. He is sweeping. And he is a double graduate, one of the senior most teachers in the campus. He is setting an example. Therefore, that is very, very important. Without a spiritual base, see, that is why Swami gave this platform or the app, this name, Sri Satya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam. So, I think I appeal to every one of you, we have to take this seriously. One of us give wrong guidance to the students, being teachers. I tell you, we are ruining many, many lives. Wrong guidance by way of, I am modern outlook. Some people claim modern outlook. The times have changed. So that kind of thing has to be nipped in the bud in our institutions. We have to see to it that it becomes effective. Swami is very concerned. Once again, congratulating all the three teams. It is like a Triveni Sangama. Information technology, education, and audio video. Audio video boys have worked very hard, very, very hard. Day and night they worked. See, creating 200 videos in less than 3 weeks is absolutely it's not a joke. It is not. It's a tremendous effort. Even our teachers were not used to, teaching to the camera. But still our teachers have done it. That's something really wonderful. And our information technology people, we have really very good experts with all the limitations. So whenever we encounter a problem, they are there to solve. With these words, I conclude and pray to Swami for giving his message on the occasion of launching of the online classes of Sri Satya Sai Gurukula. Thank you, sir.
Technology is to take knowledge. Technology. Take knowledge. As long as this technology is taking knowledge to the doorsteps of the needy, it's very useful. But if it is misused, it becomes technology. It tricks you into wrong things. And then there is no return from there. Therefore, while technology is the best friend of man today, it also can be the worst enemy of man. It is up to the man whether he makes best friend out of this technology by taking the knowledge from it, or gets tricked by it and thereby makes it his worst enemy. Our hospitals use technology, our schools use technology, communication, travel, every sphere of human existence is supported by technology. And therefore, technology is one of the most important aspects of human life today, especially in the wake of the present crisis of the coronavirus, where people are talking about contactless transactions. Banking become contactless, contactless travels, contactless education. I don't know, in robotics might become more contactless surgeries. in so many ways the world is going to see a new change. And this change is there to stay. This is not going to go away immediately. This is a new change, and this change is going to stay. It means people will be dependent on technology for their own personal as well as public welfare activities. So all the more it is important to teach our children how to use the technology, lest they should hurt themselves. It's a double-edged sword. You can cut yourself too. So that also you put up a nice welcome video saying these online classes as an initiative are for you to utilize your time well during your lockdown period or at home, or to catch up with any concepts that you have not understood well, because now the 10th class boy can still go back to the 9th class and see the video and recollect what has been learned, or 9th can go to 8th, then 8th can go to 7th, and that way everybody will get an opportunity to even revise online. So you have a lot of opportunity. All the knowledge without a good teacher is no use. Teacher in the screen is fine, but the teacher with his character or her character really influences the child, and that is the true education, because this is only half the education. Our scriptures say that. What do say? Mundaka Upanishad says that. Dve vidye veditavye. Two kinds of education is to be learnt in this world. Para chaiva paracha. There is one apara education which is of the world, the material education connected to the world, and there is para, which is the higher education of who you truly are. This education of the world can be taught by technology, apps and things like that, which is a necessity. It's not to be ignored. Because our scripture says, yes, we have to learn both. It did not say, even if you don't learn one, it is all right. It said, learn both. So, apara vidya is material education, subject knowledge, vishaya jnana, as we say. However, the higher education, which is of letting people know how to lead their lives well, how to conduct themselves in the society, how to behave morally, how to uphold their character, and ultimately how to lead a life of purity to attain divinity, can be taught by a teacher who is also into the same kind of life. And that importance of a physical teacher will never be lost in the Indian Gurukula system of education. So when they approached me and said, what should be the name of this? And they're going by what has already been done. Should it be Jnana Vahini or any other Vahini that you can think of, technology Vahini? No. Let us think. So I took 2 days from them. So let me think and name it in a way that will uphold the ancient ideal of education of Indian system of Gurukula. At the same time, it is very well amalgamated with the modern ways. So while the knowledge comes from the ancient traditional method, the way of delivering should be modern in its approach. So it should be a nice combination of both. And then I thought to myself, what should be the name? We said it should be Gurukulam because that is our ideal, and our institutions are necessarily Gurukulas because we all stay with the Gruhavasa. We are staying in the house of the Guru, all of us. Therefore, Gurukulam is the right approach. But today, it is not just about launching an app with the name Gurukulam. It's a whole new beginning, a whole new change, a whole new shift in the way we have been learning and teaching all these years. It's a different era that is beginning today with the launch of Sri Satya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam. It's no more Satya Sai Lokaseva group of educational institutions. It is Sri Satya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam. The whole concept is now undergoing a major change, a major shift. And you will understand in the days to come what is this shift that is happening. But here we are to uphold the great ideals of the Indian Gurukula system of education, with para and apara vidya given equally. In present day, we spend most of the day learning the apara vidya, and for para vidya an hour or half an hour here and there we squeeze it into our schedule. But going forward, the system of education will allot equal time, equal energy, equal effort to both para as well as apara vidya. In Ramayana, these 4 brothers, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharat, Shatrugna, in the Balya Kanda, Valmiki describes how they are once they go for education to Vasistha and come back how they are. He explains to them. And very important, he explains in 4 beautiful lines what is their character. Sarve Vedavid Shuraha. They are knowledgeable of all the Vedas and they are Shuras, the courageous one. One quality. Second, Sarve Loka Hite Rataha. They are always engaged in the welfare of the world. Third, Sarve Jnanopasampannaha. They have all the knowledge. Veda with knowledge is there. Also other knowledge, Jnanopasampanna, related to the world and the other aspects of life, they have knowledge of that. And finally is Sarve Samudita Gunaihi. They're the repositories of all the good qualities. Gunaihi means good qualities. Sadgunaihi, Sugunaihi, whichever way you want to put it. Not Durgunaihi. They're all Samudita, and from them emanate all good qualities. Like fragrance emanates from a flower. Natural to them to be good. These are the 4 things were described by that. By whom? By Valmiki, about the disciples of Vasistha who are studying in the Gurukula. What are the 4? First, Sarve Vedavit. Knowledgeable in Vedas. Shuraha. I want to replace it for our Gurukula because we don't have any Ravana to kill around. Dhiraha. So first goal of our Gurukula is Sarve Vedavit Dhiraha. The discriminating ones. Knowers and discriminators. Not shouters and fighters. They know what is right, what is wrong because we are Vedavit. So Vedantic education, Vedic education will take the front seat now. First opening is Vedavit Dhiraha. That is the first quality of our Gurukulam. Second quality is, why should you all Sarve Lokahite Rataha? Everybody who is learning in this Gurukulam should dedicate oneself to the welfare of the society at large, not for personal welfare. Personal welfare will happen if you are interested in the welfare of all. Third is Sarve Jnanopasampanna. I only know computer, I don't know anything about music. I only know music, I know nothing about cooking. I know cooking, but I know nothing about driving. I know driving, but I know nothing about gardening. I know gardening, I know nothing about Goshala. I know Goshala, but I know nothing about computers. That won't work. Jnanopasampanna. All the jnana of the Gurukula, you must be able to gain a complete personality. And finally, Samve Guna, Samudita Gunaihi. All good qualities should emanate from you so spontaneously. There is no effort to exhibit your good qualities. Should emanate from you. Samudita, collectively emanate from you. How? Like the fragrance comes from a flower. Natural. A jasmine flower doesn't put efforts to give out fragrance. It is natural. This is what was described of the 4 brothers who studied in the Gurukula. So we would like to see those kind of students, boys, girls, who would be able to live up to these 4 great ideals of education. Vedavit, truly knowledgeable about our own ancient scriptures, our Indian culture, our philosophy, our spirituality. That is the backbone of this education. Because it's becoming a Gurukulam. It's no more educational institutions. Backbone of this education is Indian culture and spirituality. Sarve Lokahite Rata. The hands of this education are to serve the society with all the knowledge. Sarve Jnanopasampannaha. The head of this education is knowledge of all the matters of the world. I am a science student, I know nothing about civics, I know nothing about social. No. You should have a knowledge of everything and then the expertise in your own field. But knowledge of everything, but expertise in your field. And Sarve Samudita Gunaihi. All good qualities, love, kindness, compassion, forbearance, patriotism, service-mindedness, sacrifice, detachment. All good qualities should emanate out of you as fragrance naturally emanates out of a flower. So these are the 4 pillars, like the stool has 4 legs, 4 pillars of Sri Satya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam. So this app is an excuse to launch an idea. This app is only a nimitta to bring out a greater idea. And our concept is very clear. We want to give the best of the education in the best possible way to bring out the best out of our students for the best of the world. Nothing lower than the best. Best means in the present constraints, circumstances, with all the resources, whatever is at our disposal, the best. Best education in the best possible way to bring out the best out of our students for the best of the world. Not even good of the world, for the best of the good of the world means give them food, give them education, give them some health care, give them shelter, give them a job. Best of the world is give them Atma Jnana as well. So that nobody fights with anybody for any reason. The world becomes truly a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is not possible unless our education now ups its challenges to face the higher realms of Indian education, not just the regular education, the Indian way of education. That is where we are now going. And this is a turning point. This is a moment of truth. This is that flexion point where from here onwards everything changes. So first the Gurukulam word itself, why did it appear on the screen? Not because it's a nice fancy Sanskrit word, nowadays everybody uses Sanskrit words. It's not that. It truly should live up to the name that it is receiving. Second thing I want to tell about this technology and this Gurukulam is that while the first aim was to ensure that our students who are at homes, they don't undergo any loss of knowledge, or they don't end up spending their time at home in unnecessary things because their mind is free. Idle mind is devil's workshop. So let us give them some good work to do. That's how the first thing started. But larger idea you must understand. Lot of children drop out of the schools. Even today, from the high school to until 9th, it's compulsory and free education. And child labor is not allowed, which is around 9th class, 14 years or something like that. After that, you become eligible for doing labor. So most of the parents withdraw their children at that juncture and they don't allow them to study further. Plus the other problem is that for every one primary school, there is half a high school. For every half a high school, there is a quarter of a PUC. It means not even 25% facilities are there for a primary school fellow to go to PUC. See, there are 100 primary schools, there are 50 high schools, there are only 25 PUC or probably 10 colleges finally. So it is not possible for everyone to continue education in the regular way. But what can this do for them? You think for yourself. Those who had dropped out for whatever reason, could not continue in the formal education system, or those who have studied in systems where the education was not of high quality, several schools, they don't have teachers. One teacher takes 5, 6, 7 subjects. Some of the places, there is no blackboard. There is no proper facility for people to sit and study. Annapurna volunteers would know. They go to these schools. Tell me where so many schools lack basics, infrastructure, teaching staff, and those children also suffer. Can they afford a paid app on education with all the fancy technology? Can they pay for it? They cannot. However, there are some Ekalavyas out there, who don't have proper system or proper infrastructure or teacher, but they're so keen on learning. They're ready to educate themselves. They're ready to put that effort all by themselves, provided somebody holds their hands. Out of 25 crore odd students in the country, 16 crore or so are in schools. And at least 8 crore of them don't have proper access to good quality education. At least 8 crore of them. These are only ballpark figures. These are not very detailed survey analysis, but I'm saying even if it's 8 crore children don't have the high quality education because they belong to rural area, villages, remote areas, no access to high school, no access to PU colleges, no access to this kind of technology. Think what this can do for them. Our students will come back, our teachers will look after them, but those hundreds and thousands and lakhs, in fact crores of students who still may not have that kind of access, be it at high school level, be it at PUC level, and soon maybe at university level too. They may not have education that quality, But what can they do? They can still enroll themselves into national open schooling or national open university, register, and since they cannot afford going to any college and paying for coaching, they can use all these videos and all the methodology here to teach themselves, and they can also go and write the public exams. And they can get a certificate for themselves. So while we have launched this for us, primarily, it's like the cow that gives milk for its calf primarily, but then everybody else also gets to drink. Like that, though you all have worked so hard to launch it in order to ensure that this vision that our children should be engaged and meaningfully engaged in their day-to-day activities in their homes by learning, the larger benefit of it, the extra milk, goes out to whom? Goes out to all those children who cannot access quality education, but they are eager to learn. And they can learn from here, they can study up to 10th, and they can go and write a public exam, get a certificate for themselves, they will get some better job, or they can enroll for higher education. Now keeping that in mind, the next big step of Satya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam is to move on from any particular state or related syllabuses to a national syllabus as the first step. You have to go 3 steps, you can't just jump 1, 2, 3. So now from the state oriented syllabuses to a national level syllabus, from there a very indigenously designed, considering all the aspects of Indian culture and also the modern technology, studying the curriculum of not just the schools in India but also abroad. Because now world is one small place, this is global village. What you must know what's happening with the other countries, what the education there looks like today. It may come later to India, but we can bridge this gap through technology. They can get access to the best of the knowledge from around the world and the latest, right, sitting right at their hostels and their classrooms. And this not only because of through, see today Tata is there. I met this man in Delhi and I told him, we want to talk to you about education, can you do something? Then they came here. So like this, these people understood our system and they became so happy. They said, fine, if you are going ahead and doing it, let us provide whatever support we can. And that's how all these things are coming together. Their videos, their high quality classroom study material is all just they're offering, but take it because you are doing free for so many. Similarly, as the time passes, many more minds will join. And they will also become a part of this noble initiative where not only our students will benefit from it, but at large students from around the world, not only India, I am saying around the world, be it Africa, be it some Somalia, Sudan, be it some Nigeria, where this quality education is still inaccessible. Even otherwise in our neighboring countries or anywhere in the world, the education reaches to them absolutely free of cost, at least from our side. Now what they need for technology and a device that probably wherever possible we are providing, but otherwise the education content goes absolutely free without any charges whatsoever. So you can understand this is not just a small initiative which is just to take care of the lockdown time for our students or help the other students during the lockdown. This is a lifelong sadhana seva to uplift the children from around the world. Now they'll come into the education system through this app, through the material knowledge which they're wanting to have. But now we have to start the para side of this app also. Once this happens, I want to add the moral side of it. I want to add the Indian cultural general reading. And very importantly, I want to add Sanskrit learning. Children at their home can learn Sanskrit. And then slowly add to them. Some Subhashitanis you begin with. Then you from Subhashitanis and stories, slowly you go to small scriptures. Some shlokas of Bhagavad Gita, some shlokas of this, so that generally this knowledge starts spreading. Moral stories. So that is the second part of it. Now this apara side is going well. The para side of it also should add on to this. Of course, children can come on out of their own interest and do that. But we will say if you have done this para course on our app, you get a small certificate from our institutions. A feather in your cap. You have done a Bhagavad Gita class with Satya Sai Lokaseva Gurukulam. Wherever you are sitting in America, but you have done this. Here is a small token for you. It's going there. And that is the only solution to take care of so many children in the world who are right now, who don't have access to education. Even if they have access to education, only to the apara. only to the avidya, not to the vidya. For them, this app can become very, very significant. I'm not saying everybody will go and first they will come, like Yashoda will attract Krishna with the butter, they say, and then she keeps the stick behind to teach. Like that, while it will attract the students into this app because it's free to anybody, so they may come looking for that, but through that they should be slowly directed towards learning the higher things in life. What is truth? What is dharma? What is the purpose of human life? How one should lead one's life in this society? All this is the other education that will slowly get into that. So we have to work on the other side to this. Of course, this is the need of the hour, it's done, but simultaneously there are so many good teachers who can talk and explain stories, moral stories are there. Simple scriptures like Bhagavatam, Ramayana, and Bhagavad Gita, or some small Upanishads. All this is possible. You can even do basics of music, Western music, Indian music. You can teach how to chant Vedas, how to sing bhajans. All that can go on this app. And from there, let children around the world take from it. It's free, it's not to be charged to anybody whatsoever, and people can use it. So add everything that a Satya Sai Gurukulam would finally be a part of it. You can even add how to cook a sambar or how to cook upma. The only thing they cannot eat it, that's the only problem. They can only see it on the app, isn't it? But you can add anything that is needed on a Satya Sai Gurukula platform. How to take care of cows, how to grow vegetables, how to repair a small things. Now, so you make many more sections. Indian culture, spirituality, self-dependency, social conduct, behavior, anything that you think is going to be relevant for the children, because most of the children don't learn this. I was reading somewhere in Singapore and all and many other old countries, there used to be a course on home economics. So graduates will learn something called home economics, means how to run your home, especially women will learn how to manage your budgets and how to spend and wisely, and what else is required to run a home. There was a whole course on home. This was not like BSc Home Sciences. It was a home economics which boys also could take, girls also could take. All those courses were removed because there is no home, there is no home economics, because everybody is living wherever they want. So the whole trend, so many good, useful things can be done. Our children can participate if they want to teach something. You want to teach some basics of swaras and ragas, put it up there. It's open for you. And let children learn from wherever they are. You want to, girls have some nice recipe, they want to put it up there. We have learned this. When your alone mother is unwell, you can cook this at your home for everyone. You have got one. Somebody knows some music instruments, you can put it up there. Anything else. Somebody. So this has to be developed into a whole department. As I said, it's not just for our students. It's for everyone. And suppose more volunteering teachers come up looking at this, saying we want to also be a part of this, we will also take a few classes. Keep putting him, getting more than our teachers also, if they do it freely. If they come and say, give me a 2 lakh rupees, 3 lakh rupees, I'll give you 10 videos, no need. Such teachers, I don't want. That is what others are doing. Those who voluntarily are touched by this idea, come forward and say that I can take some economics. I am a professor of economics, but I am so touched by this idea. Okay, sir, please record a lesson and send it to us. Let's see where it fits into our whole thing. So that's an additional reading. Somebody says, I'm an animator. Can I make a few animations for you and send it because you're doing good work? Most welcome, please send. We will edit it and put it accordingly. But you will see as the time passes how the interest grows. Not in a half a day or 2 days, you cannot see the results. But see it over a year or two. How around the world people will come forward to volunteer, give their time, energy. I was very touched by one of our students who runs a small NGO. And he, in Bhopal, in the slums, almost this is story 15 years back, if not more, 10 to 15 years back. What he did, he took a laptop and put it in a slum. He provided them with the basic internet facility. And then he connected the people, teachers in Bangalore, and told them these slum children don't go and pick all the garbage every day, because this NGO used to process this garbage, what you call waste management. So these children were the garbage pickers. So they'll daily pick things. So what these people did, they said in one room they got somehow, and they put that laptop over there and put these 8-10 children saying, after you finish picking your daily garbage, come and sit here. And that point in time, somebody will come online. That was like direct online classes. And then these children will read and learn from them. If nothing, at least they learn to write their name, to count few numbers. When they are given money, they know they have been given enough money or less or more. They can communicate better. They have some knowledge of the things. See, that is the country that we are living in. There are children like that, which we are not aware of. We think we are all fine, so everything is fine. No. There are children who are very, very in bad situation, but there must be some eager learners there. I read a story, very inspiring, of a man who was joined as a, after his, I think, PU something, he joined as a railway fellow in Kadlur railway station. And he was just a simple railway, platform, some kind of a service manager there. So his job will be trains come, train go. He has to look into this coming, going, scheduling. They won't even give him a room to stay because he's a bachelor. They said you have to just sleep on the benches in the railway platform. And they will tell him, and he would beg the in charge of guest toilets, the waiting room toilet people, to allow him to have bath and use the toilets. Because there was no facility given, even though he was given a job under railway, no facility of living and bathing also was not given to him. This boy, all by himself, uses technology, studies. Today is an IAS officer. Best of the children don't become IAS officer with all the coaching, but just his Shraddha. But some technology helped him. So he told trains will come till whatever, 12 o'clock. So after 12, and again trains will start in the morning, they'll arrive at 4:30. So this night, 3-4 hours which he would use for sleeping, he used that time to study and learn. And that's how he has become an IAS officer. And today his heart is burning with passion to help so many more children. Because he has suffered, he doesn't want others to suffer. And therefore he is doing whatever he can in his capacity as an officer when he has some power at his disposal. This app is not just for today. It's forever. So, and this work that you have started is just not for today. You should consider yourself blessed because you're a part of a very, very noble, very amazing and eternal cause for the welfare of children around the world, not just in our Karnataka, not just in our here. Many will get inspired by this app. People will come forward and say, can we do it in Italian? Can we do it in African? Can we do it in Sri Lankan language? Can we do it in Malaysian language? Can you provide us with, somebody will get inspired and start off for the children of Malaysia or Indonesia. We never know, good can attract so much goodness to itself. So while our effort would be to make sure that we provide the best in the best possible way to the children, as of now in Karnataka, India, wherever they can use this, but eventually it should grow into a platform which should help all the children around the world. I'm so saddened. While one side the whole world is struggling, children are struggling, institutions are struggling, and there is this whole group of capitalists, there's trying to see where is the money-making opportunity in this whole thing, and this is the money-making opportunity. I was surprised that they're inviting teachers ready to pay whatever they want, just for the sake of creating these kind of apps and enrolling students online and charging them for this. Should you even think of such a thing in these circumstances? It's like a thief who starts stealing jewelry from people who are struck by an earthquake. In Gujarat, when earthquake came, I heard horror stories, how people were getting crushed under that concrete and there were thieves who were removing their jewelry and running. These kind of capitalists, are they any less than those thieves who see an opportunity in such desperate situation and try to see how can they make a little extra money? It is sad, especially in the field of education and healthcare. Suppose it was about some other luxury thing, I can understand. Education, this is for children. Health, it's for everybody. They're using these as opportunities to make money. How low have we fallen in our thinking as humanity? That is why sarve lokahite rataha. That is why sarve jnano upasapanna. Our children should not follow this track. Sarva lokahite rataha should be the theme of it. Learn everything, get all the knowledge, learn Veda also, this spiritual knowledge. and but ensure that all these knowledge with all your good quality is ultimately put to use in the development, welfare, help to the society, especially the children. I'm very, very keen because there's so many children who are just have no, they're hapless, they're nowhere to go. They should become empowered through this education. And what kind of education doesn't just fill their heads, but also fills their hearts and teaches them how to use their hands to help others. That is when change in the world will happen. So we will put more modules. This is good, very good to begin with, and very good that you have done these many videos. And as they say, old adage, when one teaches, two learn. Definitely it has happened in our teachers' case. They have learned how to express themselves in front of a camera, how to be confident, how to improve their communication. Isn't it? Haven't you all improved as teachers? So who's the first beneficiary of service? Who does the service? Second beneficiary is the one who receives the service. First beneficiary, all your teachers have become better in terms of expressing yourselves, communicating. Your concepts are far more clear now. Because you yourself would have had some dark corners here and there, some gray areas. All that would have gone away. And when you see yourself speaking in the camera, now you see yourself from the student's point of view. That's the biggest benefit of this camera. For once you can put the video and sit and see, if I was a student watching myself as a teacher, am I impressed with the teaching? Does it not give some kind of sense of satisfaction and also confidence to you? That yes, I did this lesson quite well. And now you are able to see yourself from the eyes of the students, which is so important for the teacher to have. They only see one way. They should see this two way also. They should also see how students perceive their teaching. Is it really worth or it is not worth? You yourself can understand this after seeing your videos. So much of good this app has done to everyone. IT people have learned anything is possible. Anything is possible. Technology is so powerful. Anything is possible. If 10 people get together, anything is possible. And Henry Ford said, I can, yes, you are right, you can. I can't, yes, you are right, you can't. They said, yes, we can. And that's why they could. Okay, 5 days, 6 days delays. I also know that it takes time. But the idea that you attempted it, that should give you a lot of points. Not attempting and failing is one thing. Attempting and failing is another thing. You attempted and you passed. So a lot of benefits out of this. It's not one. With one, this is so many. Therefore, you have to be very, very, consider yourself very fortunate, because what you have started as a trend, it will go and spread to the whole world at some point in time. So you are the people who will have the privilege, the credit of having begun it. Who climbed the Mount Everest first time? Edmund Hillary. He climbed. He remembers. Who went to the moon first time? Who stepped on moon, not just Neil Armstrong. Who went second? No, after Neil Armstrong, who went second to the moon? Means what? World remembers the first. We are the first to launch an app like this for the welfare of the world. The world will remember us with gratitude. They may not remember my name, your name, his name, her name, doesn't matter. They'll remember the work. Kritos smara, kritagum smara, kritos smara, kritagum smara. At the end, all that is remembered is what we have done in this world. Nothing else is. We may not be remembered, our names may not be remembered, but the work that we have done in the world, that is the final prayer of the departing soul. Vayo nara anil amrutamate edam basmantam shariram. Now my breath is merging with the higher Vayu, the immortal breath of God. And now this body is going to turn into ashes. What do I pray at this point of time? Oh mind, remember all the good that I have done. All the good that I have done was done by me. That's all is the last prayer of the departing soul. So when someday we have to reach that stage, when you close our eyes, we'll say, Satya Sai Loka Seva Gurukulam app, we were a part of that app. And today 50 million, 100 million children around the world are using that app and benefiting. That will be our joy. That will be our joy. And as for the hard work is there, Oh yes, every good thing requires hard work. Even bad thing requires hard work only. Nothing happens without hard work. This is karma bhumi. All of you have done your karma. But what kind of karma? Not the bandhini manushya, not that which binds you to the world. That nalipyate, that which does not bind you. Why? Because you have done it for the sake of others, not for your selfish sake. So this is a liberating action, not the binding action. So you should be very happy. So all these benefits are there in the Gurukulam. But as I said, more importantly, with this app, we are beginning a whole new era of education, the way it is taught, the way it is learnt, and the way it is utilized later in our system of education. You all understood that. I am happy,